Hey, Reggie again with Vista Social Customer Success Team. This video is going to be a deeper dive on the calendar and some of the features that you'll be able to find there. So let's get started. We'll head over to the calendar from the navigation bar on the left there. And you can see that I already have my Matthews Coffee profile selected. It's important that you remember the profile filter determines what action you're taking in this specific feature, which is the calendar. So since I have all my profiles selected, the calendar is showing me all the posts for all these profiles. Let's say maybe I just want to see my Instagram and Facebook, right? Now that I've selected them, the calendar is updated to only show posts from the profiles that I've selected. Let's go to the top left and we can start in the settings, this gear icon here, and we'll start with the post preview. Right now I'm on the small preview. This is where you get a nice glimpse of the media type, in this case a video or maybe an image, and then you get a small snippet of the caption you'll be using. We also have a large preview, which makes the media more prominent and obviously the feature of this sort of preview. We also have a condensed view where we're gonna show you the network, how many posts you've got scheduled, and then without preview, where we'll just show you the profile photo that you're publishing to, as well as a snippet of the caption. Switch that back to the small preview. And this is also where you can choose the day of the week that you want your calendar to start on. I've got it set to Sunday. This is where you can change it to Monday if you prefer. This is also where you can add national holidays. I've got the US set up for right now, but you can choose any of the countries here on our list, and we'll populate the calendar. For example, Cinco de Mayo is here, Tax Day. We can also add religious holidays that you can choose from as well. We've got Easter, for example, showing up, Good Friday on the 7th here as well. You can also add fun holidays. Now this is great for you to kind of get the creative juices flowing. You're not super sure what to post for a specific day next week. These are gonna be a really random, fun holiday. So for example, Look-alike Day, Star Wars Day, and Honesty Day. So really the goal is to provide you another resource for creating some captions, creating some posts, maybe even tying in with our AI assistant there. And then of course you can choose to show or not show posts that were not published through Vista Social. So maybe your client or one of your colleagues are scheduling posts, publishing them in a specific network website instead. You still want to make sure that these show up on their calendar. You can make sure to check that off here. All right, so we're making our way to the right. We're currently on the calendar view, which allows us to switch between a monthly, a weekly, and even a daily view. But we also have a list view that is really helpful. So for example, all posts would basically show your entire calendar in a list format. This is also where you can look at all of your drafts. You can also look at posts that are awaiting your review, and even the rejected post that maybe your client or coworker has sent back to you with some notes on some changes that they would like. List view is a great place for you to make changes to posts quickly. So for example, if you want to label a lot of posts in one go or delete a lot of posts in one go, this is where you would go to do that. So for example, maybe I messed up on the 15th and actually all the posts that are here are wrong and I'm just gonna start over. Since I'm in the daily list view for my posts, I can just use this checkbox here to select all. This is where I'd be able to go in and remove those and all in one go. And this is also, like I said, a great way for you to label your posts all in one go. So whether you select a few or use the select all option like I mentioned, you can select them here and then you can use this icon for the labels and add some labels to your posts. We have some more resources and videos focused on post labeling. Make sure you check those out as well. Continuing on to the right, we've got our time zone listed right here. And if you actually click on it, it'll allow you to modify the time zones for each of your profile groups. My current profile group is Matthews Coffee. So if, for example, I needed to make a change, other than having to go to my profile group settings, I can just do it right here from my calendar, Matthews Coffee, and I can make the change right here and save that too. Just remember that time zones are set up on the profile group level like I was mentioning. And so that means if you've got multiple team members accessing this profile group, changing it here will also impact their workflow. We have a search bar, which is a great way for you to be able to look for and find those captions that you've written up. And we also have our filter. So for example, maybe I just want to find the video posts that I've created. I can remove some of these filters here as well. Maybe I want to find all of my coffee news posts that I've scheduled here as well. And maybe I also want to start looking at the posts that are within a specific publishing queue. And if you haven't, and we also have a great video on publishing queue. Make sure you check those out. Super helpful way for you to organize your calendar and get posts scheduled more quickly. So now let's talk about exporting and eventually sharing this calendar. How do we do that? Right here next to the filters, we've got an analytics and an exports function. Clicking analytics will bring up the post performance report for the networks you've selected, and you'll be able to go through the analytics here. We also have an export feature that allows you to take this calendar and export that either into a CSV, which will contain some analytics data for you, as well as a PDF format where you can choose the time zone and the date range to export it as well. And now the last option we have here is share via link. This allows you to select the profiles, the filters, the date range for the post that you want to send out to maybe your client or a stakeholder, and send that over to them in a link so that they can visualize a calendar without having to log in. In this case, I'll call this videos for review. And since I've already filtered my calendar for videos using the specific label coffee news, it'll be really helpful to share this calendar view with them. I'll choose a date range of the 27th all the way over to the beginning of June. I can even set an expiration date, and at which point this link will no longer work. If you want, you can set a password here as well. I'll just go with 12345. Make sure you choose a more secure one if you want, or of course you can leave that blank and it'll just be an unsecured link to send over to them as well. I'll save that, and this is what it would look like. Once you share that link and they get that password from you, they'll be able to now access the calendar with the very specific filters that you've set up for them to view. So for example, we have that date range that you guys saw me select, the 2 profiles that I set up as well as the statuses I wanted it to be in. From here, they'll get a list view of all the posts that you've scheduled for this date range. They can scroll through, look at the captions, look at the videos. They can even click into the videos for scheduled posts to get a preview of that as well. So this is the list view, but they can switch over to the calendar view to start looking at things at that monthly cadence instead. But that wraps up our deep dive into Vista Social's calendar. If you have any questions or thoughts, make sure to check out our help center or contact our support team. We're here to help.